Welcome to the discussion today. When it is Saturday, it is time for the conversation to start. And today, we are going to be talking about how to inspire young people to be able to engage in actions that can turn challenges to opportunities. And of course, it's about innovative volunteerism for climate action. And the discussion today, I'm going to continue where I ended last time with a special guest, Daniel Munang, who is going to be sharing perspectives on how we can inspire, especially young people, and how she's using her passion to do what is needed, and also how she actually apportion her time both for school and for actions that are actually aligning with her passion. And also share some nuggets on how young people can learn and practice some ideas to then be able to discover their purpose, leveraging on their passion to turn challenges to opportunities. Now with me in studio is Daniel Munang. Afu, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me on Innovative Volunteerism Voices once again.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have you. And when you are here, we are always excited to have you because at least you have some ideas that I believe that young people who are watching this show, the Innovative Volunteerism Voices, the sport, as we call it, is a space in which a lot of people listen to and learn, and they get inspired by some of the actions that you carry out. So today, what's in store? You promised us a surprise last time, and so today, what is in store for us?
Today, whatever questions you throw at me regarding innovative volunteerism, passions, and what to do with school and managing them, I'll answer them. And yeah, just keep on expecting the unexpected because I don't know what questions you're gonna ask.
I like that. Expecting the unexpected. So you don't want me to unleash the cat out of the bag, as they say. So you mentioned passion. I think that a lot of young people who go to school across the world, and let me use the example of Africa, there is this mindset that they will need white collar jobs. Of course, that is something that will happen to some, but not everybody can have a white collar job. But the ability to be able to think out of the box sometimes to know that at least if you don't have a white collar job, you can do something that can build a skill that later on help you build on that experience to even get a white collar job. But this narrative and this perspective is not really something that is part of the mainstream. So what would you say to young people your age, 13 years old, who are getting to high school now? What can they do to discover their passion?
I would say to join a bunch of clubs, join different societies and different events at your school or places around you may offer. Because the way to find your passion is to try a lot of things and see what works best for you. So I believe by doing that, you'll be able to find your passion.
Yes, and sometimes people think that passion is a very heavy thing that needs to be um, taken from somewhere, but it's that flame internally that burns and gets you to wake up in the morning knowing that you are getting up to do something that can uh, advance your own ability to do things that touch other people's life, but at the same time also keeps you moving. So it's a fuel. So I usually say that passion is the fuel that drives one to do many things, and at the same time it is a new currency of now, because if you don't have passion, then there's really nothing that can be done. And I always say, give people every amount of money that they can imagine, whether trillions of US dollars, and if there is no passion in them, then nothing gets done. You throw money on passionless humans, it gets wasted and nothing gets done. And so this word passion today is really going to be our theme. So how did you discover your passion? I will go back to this. Yes, it's repetitive, but I'm asking this. How did you discover your passion? And what advice would you give a young person today who is watching this show on how they can discover their passion?
Thanks for the question. Like you said, you've asked me this earlier. However, I'd love to answer it again. So, how I found my passion was I first started off with art, and through that, I developed a passion in especially drawing stuff regarding to fashion. And then I took some opportunities around me to join a fashion and design tailoring schools to tune up my skills. And then from there, I realized that fashion and drawing and art is something I want to do. So I continued going to art school and going to fashion school throughout the summer break. And through that, I developed my passion for fashion illustration and fashion drawing and fashion. So for other people who would like to find their passion, whether it's fashion or something else, they can do that by, like I said before, joining multiple clubs and finding what suits them and what's the best for them. So in conclusion, I'd say just join a whole bunch of things and then narrow it down from what interests you and then pursue that as your passion.
Yeah, a lot of people always talk about they cannot go to school and at the same time combine to do something extracurricular that will make them gain some experience. And these excuses, what excuses seems to become something very, very it's becoming part of the mainstream, and it's becoming something that is more demoralizing when it continuously get discussed. People give excuses. They give excuses when it doesn't rain, that it's not raining. When it's raining, they give excuses that it's raining too much. Instead of focusing to harvest the water and use the water for irrigation and use the water to be able to ensure that at least they can have it when there are no rains. So it seems like complaining and giving excuses is part and parcel of human attitude. What's your take on this?
That's another interesting question. So what I would say to that question is that excuses are only one part of finding your passion. And if you go to school and find your passion, like I go to school and I did it during the summer. So whenever your school has breaks, I would say that you can find your passion through joining clubs regarding school and even outside of school, finding a balance between doing things that you like, doing things that are your passion, and doing schoolwork. So that schoolwork should be your priority. However, as it's your priority, you should be able to dive into other things like I did mine throughout the summer. And I'm sure that whenever your holidays are, you could join clubs, whether it's sports clubs, sports teams, fashion clubs, fashion classes, and just watching YouTube videos on the weekend could still help you advance your passion. So that's what
Excellent. Actually, as we're speaking now, people are watching from Togo. We have Jack Andre Dion. He says, warm greeting from Lomé, Togo. We have Amadou, who is watching us from Mali. So you can see people are watching this show across different countries in the African continent and even across the world. So it's quite very, very exciting. Yes,